Hello, hello, hello. Good. I can't even say good afternoon. It's still morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's my lunchtime, as you know, probably from Friday's live. It's my lunchtime, and in case you missed Friday, I'll just fill you in very quickly. I am being intentional about using my lunchtime to just reach out to whoever needs to hear what I have to say for today. I made it a point to make sure that I get out of the building for my lunchtime because those of you who don't know me, I am a teacher. And if I stay in the building, I am going to keep working, doing teacher stuff during my lunchtime. So I made a commitment to myself that get out, get some fresh air during my lunchtime, and also pushing myself to come on here and do live videos. This is a brand new experience for me, but I am also in a place where I am trying to reach other people, and I'm trying to help those who may possibly need to hear some words that I have to say, or may be experiencing something that I've had to deal with in my past. So I am here for you, whoever you are. So today I'm going to just chat very, very briefly about if you've ever felt disappointed, or if you ever felt betrayed, you ever felt like let down. And I'm thinking right now about a conversation that we had at Denim and Diamonds. It was this year. It was May. It was May. And one of the speakers spoke about the word disappointment. And sometimes, not sometimes, I think oftentimes, most of the time when we feel disappointed, it comes from a place of an unmet expectation. So it's pretty much like we expected someone to be there for us, or we expected someone to do a certain thing for us, and when they failed, when they didn't do it, they didn't meet our expectation, or they didn't meet that need, then we felt a sense of disappointment. Now, disappointment often can lead to, you feel hurt, you could feel betrayed, it could lead to bitterness, it could lead to anger, like it could lead to a lot of other different emotions. So I'm thinking back right now too. I got a couple of examples, a few examples, but one that most stuck out to me was when my my oldest son, his father, those of you who don't know my whole life story, my oldest son, his father went to prison when he was 5 years old. So I was left to raise him and do whatever I had to do. And I remember when he first went away, I guess I was expecting that his parents would kind of like step in and kind of help me out, like with my son, as far as like financially, because it's like when before he went in, like he was always doing for people, he was always doing this and he was always doing that, and giving. So in my mind, in my heart, I guess when he went away, I expected for them to step up and say, okay, he was always there for us. Okay, now that he's gone, his son is out here, let us chip in, let us help out. And at that time, my son was in private school, and the tuition was no joke. And I remember like man, like I felt a sense of disappointment. Like I expected them to at least offer, to help out with some things, but it didn't happen. And I remember feeling a sense of disappointment. um I remember another time, a sense of disappointment I felt, where I had like family members um who were doing things behind my back, like saying things behind my back, and just it stemmed from like a place of jealousy, because it's a whole story. But yeah, like at that time, um he was doing things for me, and a lot of, I guess, financial things, and there were people in my family who did not like it, and they would say things and they would do things. And I remember I just got to a place where I felt like I was kind of numb to it. So it was almost like, oh, oh, they did that. Oh, they said that. It's like I felt like it did not faze me anymore, because I had just gotten used to them just doing that stuff, like doing what they were doing behind my back. I had just gotten kind of used to it, and it felt like I was almost numb to it. Like it didn't really bother me anymore. It didn't really faze me anymore. But I realized that it was seeping into my heart when I didn't want to be around them. Like, I didn't want to interact with them. If I saw them coming, I probably would go the other way intentionally, because I just didn't want to deal with them. And I was in church during this time, but you know how sometimes you in church, but you were there physically, but I guess my relationship was not what it should have been with the Lord at that time. So, but even then, I still felt a sense of conviction, and I still finally got to the place where I realized, okay, Tamaya, you have to be able to let it go, because if you don't let it go, I guess for me, it had kind of maybe turned into anger, or it had kind of turned into, I don't know what it was, but I just didn't want to have any parts of them. Um, but I remember something that my pastor says, right now, I'm back in the present now, something that he says about unforgiveness, and it is, unforgiveness is like you, um, unforgiveness is like you drinking poison, yet you're expecting the other person to die. So it's like, you drink the poison is affecting your body. You're the one who's going to get sick. You're the one who's going to die, but because you're the one who drank it, but you're expecting them to die. And it's almost like they've gone on with their lives, they're living their life, living their best life, and you are the one walking around with that weight on you. You are the one walking around hurt. You are the one walking around angry. You're the one walking around, and it's almost like when you walking around with unforgiveness, it's almost like that person has control of you, because they if they come around, you get angry. If they say something that upsets you, if they do something, it's like things that they do are affecting you negatively. It's almost like you have given them power. It's almost like you walking around with unforgiveness, you have given the other person power over you. So I just want to encourage you, if you are dealing with unforgiveness, if you have things that, someone has hurt you, someone has betrayed you, someone has just done something that you never would have expected from that person, whatever it may be, I want to encourage you to try your best to find peace, because unforgiveness is almost like, I've heard people say it's like cancer, like it kind of eats away at you. And I'm not a doctor or anything, but I think that walking around with unforgiveness in your heart, being angry, being frustrated all the time, I think that has to have some type of negative effect on your body, on your, health wise, your mental state. So if that is something that you are dealing with, I want to encourage you to, it was not me. I would just say that, because I could not do it in my own strength. I had to call on God, and I was like, God, I really, really need you to help me forgive these people. Like, I need you to help me let go of what they have done, what they have said, the little sneaky stuff they were doing, plotting. Like, I had to really, really, really ask God to help me, forgive and to help me let go. And he did. Now, I'm not telling you it happened overnight. It was a process. It took some time. I honestly don't remember like how long it took. This, I'm talking about like almost probably 20 years ago. Now, this is a very, very long time ago. But some things you don't forget, you know? You forget, you've forgiven them, you've gotten over it, but you still just can't forget it. But it took some time, but eventually I was able to forgive them, and I was able to let it go. But yeah, if you, again, hey babe, my hubby is on. If you are dealing with any type of unforgiveness in your heart, just try your best to forgive, let go. The very first reason that you need to forgive them is because we sin every day. We sin against God every day. We do things that are not pleasing to him every day, and he doesn't hold it against us. Once we come to him and ask him for forgiveness, he forgives us. So he forgives us. So if he is able to forgive us, who are we? We are not greater than him. So if he forgives us, we definitely should be able to forgive other people. That's the first reason. Second reason is, it's this is just Myia talking. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy for you physically, mentally, emotionally, just to be walking around with all that stuff on you. It's almost like when you walk around for the unforgiveness, it's almost like you walking around with just weight on your shoulders. And you realize that once you release it, once you let it go, once you find that place, you in a whole nother place. You find yourself, you more at peace. You feel more relaxed, and it's almost like the weight is just lifted off of you. So try your best to get started. Start the process of forgiving. And the first step is ask God to help you, because it is really not something, this is me, it's really not something that I could do on my own. Once again, it was with the grace of God. He was able to help me forgive and let go of some things that I was frustrated and angry about. So that's my encouragement for you on today. If you in a place where you don't even realize what you're angry about, or what you exactly, you can't pinpoint, or if it's just so much that you can't even put your finger on it, I want to encourage you to start writing it down. Start like literally writing down. If it's, you gotta, I am angry about I am angry with this person because they did this, or I expected this from them, but instead of what I expected, this is what they did. If you gotta be clear, like blatant, write it out. Like that might be the first step for you, just writing. I've talked about it before, like journaling helps me clear my mind and clear my heart. But just start writing about it, and that may just begin that healing process for you. All right, so I'm gonna hop off. I got 9 minutes left. I gotta eat some lunch real quick, but I'll be back. I want to say I'll be back tomorrow around the same time. I go to lunch at 11:05, so I'll be hopping on about 11:05, 11:10 ish. But thanks for tuning in, and I hope this message blesses you. And if you know someone that's still on unforgiveness, please share it with them. And until next time, I'll see you. Bye bye.